We know you're busy and that you can't always find the time to tune in live to the Daily Breakfast Show. So we've handpicked the very best of this past week's news, and together with our show sponsors MB Crusher, we're delighted to bring you the Weekend Wrap. In this week's episode, a demolition operative who was told to lie about how he broke his back at work. We get up close with an impressive Komatsu high-reach excavator. And we're off to Italy for the explosive demolition of an old industrial building. All that and more on the Weekend Wrap. Our first story today thankfully speaks for itself, so it's less likely to make me have a coughing fit. So I'm going to roll the item and we can have a chat about it afterwards.
A demolition worker who broke his back in multiple places in a work accident last year has revealed how the companies involved tried to influence the review of the incident. One News has uncovered evidence the Mac Group and its subcontractor pressured the worker to lie about his employment. Pacific correspondent Barbara Drever with this exclusive report.
On September the 29th last year, Mosese Foketi's world changed forever. Working at AUT Tower as part of a demolition team, he was buried under 2 concrete walls.
I think I'm going to die or something. Hurting so bad because that time I don't have energy on me. I don't have air to say something.
He broke his back in multiple places, bones in his foot and shoulder, along with other injuries. After he was discharged from hospital, the demolition company Mac Group boss Angus MacDonald and a colleague visited. They wanted him to tell WorkSafe he wasn't involved in the demolition.
If they do come and have a chat, then you know what to say. And it's basically, it's just that, you're only there to load the waste out. And it was just I pulled on a piece of wood and that was it.
Mosese believes he was given wrong instructions on how to take the wall down.
We know that the method was stupid. For whatever reason, the boys did it. But I don't want to sit here keep blaming,
Yeah.
But we've gone through the process. We're spending so much time on this problem. Main thing is that we can get out of it,
Think of my mother, why you say that to me? Because honestly, you don't care about me, my safety.
And it didn't end there.
It's your choice, but I think it's gonna escalate again.
But it doesn't help anyone anyway.
It doesn't help,
All it's gonna happen is WorkSafe gonna give us shit. And we might get a big fine and other thing, but you don't get anything out of it.
In a statement, Mac Group said it was a reputable and certified company and the WorkSafe investigation was closed in November. WorkSafe recommended a duty holder review run by the Mac Group itself and J&P Construction, the labour contractor who hired Mosese. WorkSafe told One News Mosese wasn't interviewed. It's the 2 businesses which decided that. An action plan was put into place to address identified safety gaps.
I want to hear the side of the story of the company, what they've been telling them, if they match with my story.
Mosese, who's from Tonga, was hired under the table as he was on a visitor's visa trapped in New Zealand when COVID hit. He also didn't have site safety certification. So why did you tell them that Mosese had site safe when he didn't?
No, because on that time, there's too many of them on site.
But Suele, here's the problem. He had a major accident. He's broken his back and he didn't have site safe. Do you feel responsible for that?
Yeah, I feel sorry for everything about it.
But it's Mosese's family who is suffering. He's now an overstar and living in continuous pain, and his New Zealand resident partner is on unpaid leave to take care of him and their 8-month-old daughter.
Family is everything to me. Honestly, it's really tough. I pray every day because they don't know about the struggle and stuff. I've been through with my family and stuff.
It's a miracle he can walk, but he's determined to stand on his own 2 feet as he seeks answers.
Barb, Mosese is at the heart of all this. Tell us a bit more about him.
Yes, he is indeed. And the challenges he faces right now are astronomical. He's in continual pain. He can't sleep at night because his back is obviously broken in multiple places. And he says the paracetamol, ibuprofen and tramadol he's been prescribed is not enough. He'd like more treatment and support. The family has no money. After the accident happened, he did get some food vouchers and money from Mac Group. And the company he was contracted to, J&P Construction, gave him around $500 a week to help out, but that stopped in January. After we spoke to Siole Muli from the J&P Construction about the story, that was 2 days ago, in a surprise move, he immediately put $1,500 into Mosese's account. And he told me today that's just to help them. But the family are refusing to touch it. Mosese is a proud man, a family man, and he just wants to get well and support them.
Now, we know this incident happened last year. Why is this story only coming out now?
Well, the family are really worried about the WorkSafe investigation and how Mosese has been portrayed. They've been asking to see the finished report, but WorkSafe says that they actually need to request it through the Official Information Act. The family's also questioned why Mosese wasn't asked to contribute to that. This is a family with a strong sense of responsibility. And when I asked them about why it's important to tell the truth, for them to tell the truth, and they both said to me they have a daughter and they have to set a good example to her. What they'd like is for his visa status to be sorted, the truth to come out, and his medical treatment improved.
Kia ora, Barb. Thank you very much for that.
Now look, I realise that you tune into this show for hard-nosed journalism, for editorial integrity, for informed industry debate, and of course for my suave sophistication. But I too can be frivolous, and sometimes other stuff just catches my eye. You will be familiar, of course, with the expression, if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. All the latest news, views, video and comment from the demolition and construction industry, live and interactive each weekday morning at 10 a.m. GMT. Tune in, take part on The Breakfast Show, live. There are times on this show when my role is largely redundant, when there's nothing that I can say that will add to the footage I'm about to introduce. So rather than going for some clever play on words or some fancy pants intro that I've written purely to show that I know exactly what I'm talking about, I'm just going to say this. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the PC 490 HRD high reach excavator. words crawler crane and demolition in the same sentence, and most people will instantly conjure an image of a wrecking ball swinging towards a building. But there was more to the demolition crawler crane than indiscriminate destruction. Crawler crane operators could be subtle and delicate, and as you're about to see, a few of them still are. When it comes to demolition safety, I have one overriding rule of thumb that outweighs all others. If a demolition method requires workers or pedestrians to run for cover, it is not an acceptable demolition method. Well, I'd like to add to that now. If a demolition method requires a man in a machine to be suspended from a crane hundreds of feet in the air, someone needs to take a closer look at their RAMS documentation.